as soon as possible. How do you begin? You go to www.portal.gtexthomes.com. Right, so if you are not registered yet, you can just write that down so that as we continue this program, you are registered before we finish. Right, it takes about 2 minutes to finish up, but less than that if you are very good at times. So once you register, you will see this field where you put in your name, bank details, and the rest. Now, the bank details is the real money the commission enters. Right, what are the real brokers? If you are a broker, right? If you sold land, for them to you sold. Okay. Please, sir, that man is white with glasses. Please tell me, how did it feel like when you first got your first commission?
So sweet.
Sweet? Okay. Sorry, I'm not listening to that. Was it you, sir? Your first commission, how was it feel like?
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Okay. So sweet and interesting. Sir, how did you feel like?
Yeah, very cool.
Very, very cool. Sir, how about you? Yes, how did you feel like? Yeah.
Sorry, I hear you.
How did your
First commission.
Yeah, very cool.
Very cool too.
Cool. I got every money.
You don't when I received my own first commission as a real estate broker, right, I was still staring at the laptop for the next 5 minutes. Because I was still wondering, wait, it's not salary. You don't understand. Right? All you have to do is just own your skills. And you're able to what? To convince someone to pay, and the person pays for the property. Right? And you not get commission. Wow. Now I'm like retired. And then you see, that feeling never gets old, by the way, because for every commission that comes into your account, it feels like another, it's like ginger to continue. Is that so? Yes. So make sure you put in the account details that relate to your name. That's where your commission enters. Alright, so once you're done, it brings to this page. Congratulations, successfully registered with Gtexthomes. Check your email verification. So what this means is this: once you're done registering, right, the next thing is to this page, and we send you an email. That email contains 2 sets of information. That email contains another link that you can send to your friends, your family, your neighbor, your enemy, that woman that poured you water yesterday because you don't have money to pay for light, that one that man that poured water on you when you are walking on the street. Can't you see that the bottle here? Be careful. So you go and meet him that you are sent for parties. Okay? When he buys from you, when he registers under you, also as a broker, you see that information in your portal. So you send those people the link that is sent to your email. Once they go to that link and they register on that link, they'll be seen referred by, what's your name, sir? Smart. Sounds. Okay. This number that registered online. Right? So let's report this. Okay, so the next thing is, so this is what I'm talking about. So you see here, your username, password, and then next is the link. Right? So you send this link to others to register. Please go forward. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what you see when you register that you see this information. Forward, please. Okay, no, go back. So now, how do you claim your sales? That's over the moment has about 5,000 realtors or brokers, call them consultants anyways, under us, and the goal is to get up to 100,000 consultants. So how do you track the sales? How do you ensure that you get your commission when you sell? It is by filling this form online, right? So when you make a sale, you fill this form. The form entails your name, the person's payment confirmation. That's your own client's payment confirmation. You attach it to the form online and you send. We have a team at the back end that ensures that all of this is being done as soon as possible. So as your client is paying money into the account, you are getting your own commission for this. Now, what's the commission structure? So I said earlier that the Carissa could under you, right? Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
I want to tell you the yes. Are you with me?
Yes.
Just yes. Are you with me?
Yes.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Say
Amen.
amen. Alright, so that is you up there. That's direct. Okay? That's direct. The person that registered under you is the person. Right? Now when the person registers, the person also can get others to register under him or her. So what it means is this: there are three main levels to a commission structure. What it means is that Gtexthomes has committed 50% of its revenue to brokers anywhere in the world. Please, folks. Whatever money we are getting, we are committing 15% of that money to brokers. So the person that got the client, right, is getting 10% commission. Now let me give you a very good scenario. Let's say Mr. Sam. Mr. Sam is this person here, right? How did he get here? He got here by registering in this conference. Registered by going to www.portal.gtexthomes.com. After doing that, he went home and sent the link to somebody else, Mrs. Ajala, beside his house, right? Mrs. Ajala now registered. After he registered, she now gave her own referral link to Mr. Sorry, what's the name, sir?
Ben.
Mr. Ben. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm partial to men. Ma, what's the name? No. Ma, yes. Victoria. Okay. So Mrs. Victoria is the person that she gave her referral link to. So now Mrs. Victoria now sells land or homes, or Gtexthomes. She gets how many percent? She gets how many percent? Why? Because she got the client directly. But because Mrs. Jalingo was one that referred her, right? Because Mrs. Jalingo was one that referred her, Mrs. Jalingo gets how many percent? How many percent?
3%.
Now, because Mr. Sam was one that referred Mrs. Jalingo, who now ended up referring Mrs. Victoria, Mr. Sam gets what?
2%.
Yes, what? 2%. Exactly. So altogether, we get how many percent? 15%. Right? So that is a very sure way of getting passive income. Remember, our goal is to ensure that people have financial freedom. Right? What do you think is the main cause of insecurity? The main cause. The main cause. People do not have ways to make their money. Everything is so hard. To do this, you need to give somebody money. You need to meet somebody. It's just very frustrating. It's just very frustrating. So how do you help people to get out of that system to a place where they can actually decide on their own to make their own money? Is by creating something like this. Something as ingenious as this. Right? So you create something like this and people can now make their own money without trying to pay a registration fee, pay this one, pay that one. You don't need to make it. You don't need to pay us 2,000 naira or 1,000 naira, whatever amount of money to become a broker with us. So once you're able to do this, so remember, as you move lower, right, it's just that three level. It doesn't increase past 3 level. So that means that if Mr. Stam gets here, in other words, if Mrs. Victoria gave her own link to somebody else, that Mr. Stam is now here. Means that when that person sells, Mrs. Victoria gets 3%, while Mr. Jalingo gets 2%. It doesn't get to Mr. Stam. Do you understand that point, sir? So you just try your best to make sure that you get as many people under you as possible. Right? And to make it easier, Gtexthomes is heavily investing in trainings. Right? So I'm talking about something that we did 2 weeks ago, and you think it's not easy to do something like that. You are holding the largest real estate conference in Africa. It doesn't come cheap. You spent over 100 million naira to hold that event. And guess what? It was free. Over 100 million naira to hold an event, and yet it's free for brokers. In that event, we had the Brian Sands. Who knows who Brian Sands is? Right? You do. Please tell us, please. I want people to know. So they don't think that it's just 5,000 naira.
Science is Europe's real estate broker, one of the largest broker across the world. It's based in New York.
Thank you very much. You are perfectly correct. I'm going to tell you why you're perfectly correct. Brian Sahant is the highest grossing real estate broker in the world. Not one, the highest. He has made over $4 billion worth of real estate brokerage. Over $4 billion. How much is the most grossing company in Nigeria in a year? This man makes $4 billion. So you think you invite him to a conference in Africa, we just say, sir, we're trying to do something good for people, we want people to learn, please come and talk to us. It's for free, eh? We invited someone called Grant Cardone. Grant has made over $2 billion in real estate brokerage in the world, right? It's also US based, right? If you go online to watch his videos, you see that he doesn't even meet people up anymore. He just puts on Instagram page and say, if you have $250,000 for real estate this year, that's the lowest you can go to talk to you as a client. So you take one talk to that kind of person, you just say, sir, we are doing conference in Africa, Nigeria, they love you, come and talk to us, and you say, yay! Is that what you're going to say? No. Right? You need to be paid in dollars. So we held that event, and it was true. So we are pumping a lot of money into education, and it's very intentional with that. It's very, very intentional. It's very, very intentional. There's something about the leadership, right? I'm going to end with this note. Something about the leadership. True leaders are people who know the way. True leaders are people who know the way, who go the way, and who show the way. All together. Can we say together? True leaders are people that do what?
Go the way, show the way.
They have to first know the way. Then they go the way. Then they show. Thank you so much, guys. We love you. So next, we'll be having Dr. Stephen Akintaro. We're talking about how we make millions.
Did you enjoy that session?
Yes.
Can we clap for so these are branch manager here. Have you given us where is the officer and
Right, so we just, our office is at plot 1314B. Please write it down. Plot 1314B, Wiki Street, Maitama. Right, what is it? Who you guys say Maitama here? Is it Maitama?
Maitama extension.
Maitama. Alright, so plot 1314B, Wiki Spring Street. Wiki is WIKKI. Spring Street, Maitama.
Beautiful. So he's the branch manager there, and he's very much open to working with us. We're open to getting joint ventures. We're trying to we have a target by December, by the grace of God, we must have at least 100 units green and smart home done here in Abuja. Ventures that are available, we're open to that. We currently have 2 estates, one in Airport Road called Jasper Estate. We have another one in Kudu. And then we're also expanding more. We're still looking for another estate, 2 hectares, and we're open to that. So if you have any need, our lawyer is also here. So we're going to be having a panel session. You can ask lots and lots of your questions, and we will attend to that. So let's go. So I'm going to be sharing with you how I built our multi-billion real estate empire, and I think anybody can do that. It's taken us about a decade to do, So first of all, real estate is not a get quick syndrome. It's not something you start today and you blow. You don't blow in the real estate sector, you grow. And everybody say that. You don't blow in the real estate sector,
You grow.
One more time. You
don't
blow
blow.
in the real estate sector, you grow. One more time. You don't blow in the real estate sector, you grow. So I'm Stephen Akincharo. I started our business 2008, 21st of May, with 1,000 naira with Book SMS company. And gradually we grew. 2015 we expanded into real estate. Between 2015 and now, we now have office in Dubai, in UK, US, and of course here in Nigeria, Lagos, and Abuja. I thought you were going to clap. We're also expanding our office from the one we have in Omole to another one in Banana Island, another one in Badon, and in Abeokuta. And we're hoping by December we will have at least 20 branches in Lagos, in Nigeria generally, so that's the Lagos. We just opened the one here in Abuja. We're excited to work with you guys. Like he said, a lot of people have said, when are you coming to the north? There's a lot in the north. And I was born in the north, I was born in Maiduguri, so it's good to be here and to work with you guys. We're building our own concept of green and smart home. Welcome in, Buka. Take your session, this is your time. You know, I don't do African time. I'm trying to get used to you as Abuja people, right, and time. It just doesn't work with me, right? So Buka's time I'm taking. If it's 12, it's 12 for me. If it's 3, it's 3, and I'm just that conscious. I pray the Abuja branch can replicate down there, and also the Abuja spirit, that's why I tied to them, and they start doing African time. I pray so. So, next slide. Why not just play it? I'm sure you're using Google, whatever. If you can just click and play, because this is cutting it. But next slide, let's hope it won't cut. I think I can just stop this and show you. Next slide. Photographer. You're blocking them. So they're not hearing me from.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Is there a Google? Everybody should know how to sort out this. It's a Google, if you're using Google Slide, just play to set it. Okay, I've received several awards. One of it was last year I was given an honorary doctorate degree in real estate. There you can clap here. There's certificate and a certificate. Yes. When you have certificate, they will dash you the certificate. Come on! I like that. When you have the certificate, they will dash you. Some of you work so hard and you get this certificate, you know, you went to all manner of school, right? And the world is still quite reluctant. Did you notice that? But when the world realizes that you have the certificate, Queen Elizabeth sent a message of waiting. Just wave your hand on your tongue. So when the world sees that you have the certificate, they will dash you the certificate. Next. Okay? So what's your testimony next? Let's go. What's your testimony? I've had several people who have given testimony. Somebody just walked up to me when I finished there and told me he already has more than 10 hectares of landed properties in Airport Road just by watching my Facebook live last year when I was teaching on land banking. Right? I thought you would clap about that. Oh, this is one of my Facebook live. right? Okay, how many of you started watching my Facebook Live during the lockdown? How many started watching my Facebook Live? Okay, I've got several testimonies about how people's life have changed when they started watching, and I'm impressed. Several, next slide. What's this? Don't worry, we will skip the videos, right? So who is an e-broker? According to Cambridge Dictionary, an e-broker is a broker that uses only the internet or another electronic communication system to buy and sell properties. Okay? Who is an e-broker? An e-broker is somebody that uses what? The internet to buy and what? Sell properties. I was saying on some of the media stations we went to do campaign, I said if you have a smartphone and you are broke, you must be a waster and God is not happy with you. Because it costs a lot of money to own a smartphone. It costs a lot of money to keep that with you. You must find a way to monetize that phone in your hands. I have sold property worth billions of naira using my phone. If you by mistake land on my WhatsApp, you must get at least one message every day from me. And I don't care who you are, governor, president, minister, and they're on my phone. You must get my message. I do not skip anyone. Because what is the point of you being important without being important to me? You have no point. There's no point having you on my phone. You are just occupying space. If you think my broadcast message is too much, it's disturbing you, then there's no point. You'll be there. Block me. Move on. If you by any means enter my email list, you must get at least 2 emails a day. You are angry, you get more. Life is supposed to be purposeful. Nobody is neutral in your life. People in your life are either adding to you or taking from you. There is no neutral position. So all these senseless relationships that many of us speak, you have a friend, the day you advertise products to them, they are angry. What stupid friendship is that? What's the essence of such friendship? Rather than the person say, I want to put it on my Facebook. Maybe some of my friends are interested. They will tell you, stop disturbing us. Those who said that to me, you know what I did? I told them, be free to block me. Guess what happened 5 years later? The same set of people, we thank God for your life, I've always known you will make it. If you can show us the way, the same people who said I was disturbing them with my message, that am I the only one that is doing business? Am I the only one? Well, all the time you are disturbing us, you post on Facebook, post on group. Those I went to university with, the same thing. We have this alumni group, they were insulting me. But the story has changed today. Let me tell you this. Success results terminate insult. May the insult of your life today be terminated by your result.
Amen.
Okay? And you must be obsessed about that result. So when you start this journey of being an e-broker, people will insult you. And then I shock you. I remember the former deputy governor of Lagos State was saying this to me one day at a meeting. She said, Stevie, do you know why I like Stevie? She was telling something. She said, I've never seen a young man who never had the privilege but took his destiny in his hand like Stevie. Every day he's posting something, he's selling something. Now, a former deputy governor is saying that about you. Who are you? To be complaining that my message is disturbing you. You see the difference?
Yes, sir.
People who matter usually don't even complain. They're even inspired. I know people who keep sending their children to me to say, go and labor. It's a young man like you. And your own colleagues are now discouraging you and you're listening to them. Do you see that something is wrong with that?
Yes, sir.
You are on a mission. You're trying to sell properties. You have to monetize your social media assets. So the first secret to be a successful broker that I'm going to be sharing today. And I shared it earlier when we were doing this book review. How many of you have gotten this book? Okay? You must not leave here until you get this book. Right? Because it's going to change your life forever. He chronicled how, it's called billionaire habits. The habits I have that got me here. I don't know if you were on AIT, you listened to me on AIT yesterday. Okay, quite a lot of it. Remember when they were asking me, must everybody have their house? What did I say? Yes. It's not crowded at the top. It's at the bottom that there's traffic. In the air, all of us can fly. Ojú ẹ̀ water here for like Arabora. Right? It's at the bottom that you think, okay, if somebody has, it will affect my own. How? Says you. If you become a billionaire today, I may not even know, except you tell me. Your billions don't affect my billions. We all can grow up together. We all can be wealthy together. That's myself. But one of the first things you need to understand is that your PV plus your CV equals to plus your AV equals to CCF. Write it down. Your PV plus your AV equals to CCF. Okay? Your what? PV plus your AV equals to what? CCF. What is that? Your perceived value plus your actual value equals to consistent cash flow. If you will make money as an e-broker, you must work on your perceived value. Thank God Jesus has taken care of the actual value. We have the property, isn't it? So you don't need to say, I need money to buy property. We have the property. What we're saying is that you sell the property and make money for yourself. Does that make sense? So the part that is missing is your what? The perceived value. You want to sell our Jasper estate for 10 million naira. Do you look 10 million? People will never give you money they think you've never handled before. But you say, well, it's Gtech, and I'm not Gtech. No! You don't understand. You are not selling product, you are the product. You are not a businessman, you are the business. It is you that people are connecting with, you that people are trying to relate with. You are what they are buying. So if you don't look it, they're going to buy. Part of your perceived value is how your social media looks like. How do you brand your social media? How do you package yourself? How do you dress? The way you dress determines how you will be what? Addressed. What do you say? How do you communicate? Can everybody say 1 billion? 1 billion. I say 5 billion. 5 billion. Say 10 billion. 10 billion. Are you afraid? Don't be afraid. Part of it is the confidence that you assume. Are we together now? Because sometimes, how much is the property? So, it's a bit expensive. How much? Do you see that? You've lost already. Because you yourself, you already say, So part of your perceived value is external and what? Internal. Part of the internal perceived value, but I don't know if you liked me, but when you watch me on the end, you say, I must see this guy. Right? That's internal packaging. Tell your neighbor, internal packaging. External can't do that. Bible, they didn't show me any of their questions. That's internal packaging. You need to have it if you must be a successful broker. Because people will ask you all manner of questions. How much is the property? What document? How can I trust you? Is there evidence? They took me like that. Are you sure? Who is the owner self? Small boy. Oh man. So you must have an internal packaging. I always tell my team, I say, how come it's you that ask all these stupid questions? They don't ask. Right? And I say, well, it's because the way you talk. I've never in my life met anybody since we started our class asking me for COO, asking me for document. I'm not kidding. They don't ask those questions. How much can I get discount? End of conversation. But there's a way you carry yourself. Say, are you sure? Chilled. Yesterday, you did say cocktail. Today, you said tomorrow, don't straight hair. Next tomorrow, you're selling shoes. Oga, which one? Are we learning now? Yeah. So part of your perceived value is you working on your internal package. Are we learning? Yes. What does it take to be a broker? To make it big in real estate today, you have to take advantage of what? Digital marketing. So you need to do adverts. Paid advert on Instagram. How many of you know how to do paid advert on Instagram and on Facebook? Paid adverts. Okay? Good news, Gtexts is going to train you. I thought you were going to clap for Gtexts. So our next training, by the way, you can even go, you don't even need training for that. You can subscribe to Gtexthomes on YouTube and just start on the video. You see the one on how to do paid advert and watch it, and you start doing advert. If you start putting 50,000 on advert every month, you'll be shocked how many people will call you for the property they want to buy. So you must do paid advert. Number two, under digital marketing, is that you must tell your story. You must what? I learned this from Dario Israel. Many years ago, I was 2014. I did a training. Dario said, if I feed my rabbit today on Facebook, feeding rabbit, and I pick up that content, because he was telling me, he said, you do so much, you don't put it on like that time. I mean, I have always been this, but I wasn't just communicating it online. So I said, I'll start doing what this man said. Today now, I mean, this morning, I don't know if you saw, follow me on Instagram. You saw my breakfast. I communicate, I tell stories. I'm telling my journey. The day I'm not happy, sometimes I tell it, but it has to be strategic. Right? Are we together now? Because some of you always talk bad stories, and that's why nobody wants to do business with you. Right? So you can't always, it's important. The energy that you're giving has to be positive. Are we together? Every day something has happened bad. Every day something wrong. No. Give good stories. But once in a while, there are things worthy of communicating, say it. Right? But let me tell you this other passive value on digital. Never tell people you are broke, you are looking for money, if you are going to be a successful business. Never say it. If you say it, they will not buy from you. Their mind is that the moment they do business with you, use their money to go and solve that problem. I do not communicate bad news on TikTok to a testimony. Let me repeat that again. I think you should write that. I do not communicate bad news until it don't do what? Testimony. When I lost 120 million before. Nobody ever said it. Until it became a testimony. Right? Don't communicate bad news. Because if you do, okay, if I told people, I lost 120 million, will anybody trust me to do business? If I lost 120 million. You now still come to talk to me, I come back, me lose my money to join the one way. Right? So I never said until the story changed, when it was obvious that 120 million is no big deal anymore. Are we together now? These are powerful principles if you want to be a what? A successful what? E-broker. Also stop begging money from your uncles because they are the number one potential people to do business with you. Who is that now? Please put your phones on silent. Millionaire habits. You need to buy this book. Habits of Millionaires. My phone is permanently on silence. Permanently. Right? There is nothing you want to do with me that you need to call me. There is always one or two persons you can call. Even if you can't access me today, there are one or two people you can call that can reach me. All this hello. You can't be a successful broker that way. A time should come when other people should carry your phone and pick your calls and say, are you calling on behalf of so person? We hosted last 2 weeks ago the #1 property broker in the world. He still doesn't pick his call. Yet he has done over $4 billion. Have you done that? 100 million naira will carry him. And he never pay. He just said he's likely to pay. Mr. Jimmy, and you want the person to respect you. Let him even call you and say, oh, I'm in an special executive session. You say, oh, I know you're a busy man. Isn't that better? And you are better. And then so I thought, now ugly man. Are you sure I should buy the property from this man? Yeah? Everybody who knows it knows that you can't, the only number I use actively is my US man. You can't even call it. I'm in Nigeria. Your credit will burn. So you even think before you call it. Right? Second, even if you call it, I don't pick. If you want to reach me, it's WhatsApp chat. Those who know, they know. And yet, I have done property in billions in sales. How about you? So it's not the hello that changes. Do you agree that most of the people like to talk? I made a post on my Instagram. We saw it on Facebook. About 2 types of clients. 5,000 naira clients. $5,000 clients will be like, this investment I'm about to make is very strategic to me. If this thing fails, I am going to be in big trouble. I want to be sure you're a credible person that I can have business transaction with. I have to, the integrity is at stake. The $50,000 client, do you know what they say? Money sent. Thanks. Which one do you prefer? Money sent. So the customer who like to call you all the time, are you the ones who can't buy something tangible? I'm not kidding you. Hello. Long story. I'm telling you the truth. Do you know how I see my own customer? When you start asking too many questions, you're not ready. So I'm telling you, you're not ready. You're not ready. People are ready. They have their major reservations. You know from the one. You meet that reservation only 7 times. Right? But you see, this one that asks you 2 questions, then you answer it, then you come ahead, I have 3 more. Then you answer, I have 4 more. He's not ready. And you must, in our skill, in our business, one of your #1 strength is the ability to see serious customers from the ones that are not serious. Else they will waste your time, and you think these are serious people. And in Abuja, everybody in a package. Everybody get rid of your spot. Even so, now they're bored one. They never finish it. But they shall think. Everybody is using Rolex ahead. I don't use Rolex. I don't use designers. But I'm about to start my designers company. People. Those who make news, they don't watch.
They don't watch.
Are we together now? Those who make news don't watch it. Those are poverty things that people just to show. Next. Okay? Understand how digital marketing influences real estate. Next. #1, effective instant communication with customers, such as implementing the use of auto-response bots to foster great engagement. So on your social media handle, because you will not, particularly now that you are still one-man army, you need to find a way to automate it. So when people just send inbox messages, there should be something saying, oh, thank you for reaching out to me. You can reach me on social number. Right? Even on your WhatsApp, you should have like an automated message that engages them. Are we together now? Because you are still one man. And of course, when you start having staff, right now in Gtext Lagos, we run 247. If you call Gtext Lagos 2 a.m., they are making. 4 a.m., somebody is speaking. And we intend to use that same model in all our branches. By next year, every branch will open, will run 247, including construction sites. If those doing block work stop during daylight, night, horticulturists, interior people move. Because that is the way to gain speed I will have how many days in one day? 8 hours makes a shift, right? If I do 247, how many hours do I have? How many days do I have? 4. So you want to compare the person who works 8 hours a day with the person who works 24 hours a day. Success is predictable, sir. Your input determines your output. You can't do it like everybody else and get the same result. This company has experienced an exceptional growth last year. You know what? Everybody shut down their offices. We were open. I told some of our staff we need to stay back. And we kept going to all our sites, doing Facebook Live, doing show, went on CNN, did many things. And that changed the game. So you can't do what everybody else is doing and get the same result. It doesn't work that way. How can it be 10 minutes? I have 1 hour. So why is it 10 minutes? Am I not 30 minutes?
I will continue.
Huh? Am I not 30 minutes? I'm not. So I don't like that to me, I do you. You are the one that needs to start on time. Okay? Next. Number 2, increased visibility. Are we together now? People must see you. Let me tell you this, sales is scientific. Can everybody shout it? Sales is
Scientific.
scientific. The reason why I sell, I have a good salesman. We entered Dubai, we opened our Dubai office. In the first month, we did $1 million in sales. First month. And with all sense of humility, I'm a good salesman. I'm not trying to and can I shock you with the meat of sales? A good salesman does not sell. Does not sell. That's the meat. A good salesman does not sell. A good salesman does 2 things. He presents you with a fantastic opportunity that you'll be foolish to resist. You know that he's not the one telling you. You know that my brain is not correct if I do not take this up.
I do.
Number 2, a good salesman increase the visibility of that irresistible offer so that he's working on the law of average. Law of average says you always close 10%. Am I making sense at all? So you increase the visibility every day. Let me give you a breakdown so that you understand. I have more than 20,000 people directly on my WhatsApp contact, and they get my broadcast every day. The various groups that I belong to, I have another access to another 10,000 people. Via phone alone, every day, 30,000 people are seeing what I'm trying to talk about. On social media, I have more than 1 million impressions per day. So are you seeing the difference now? So the opportunity, the chance of hitting it is what? It's higher. Because it's law of average. I told those of you who attended the book review, Abuja book review of Millionaire Habit, that my deliverance happened when I lost my business. We closed the office 2012. I thought it was diabolical, it was demonic. I prayed, I fasted, I did everything. But one day I said to myself, it's the process of thanking God. That's why Thanksgiving is a powerful principle. Let me say this. This is a bonus point. The biggest secret of a salesman is called positive energy. Even if you fake it, have a positive content. You know Nigeria has a way of sucking the positivity out of it. Do you agree? Find a way to get it back. If you are going to succeed as a salesman in this part of the world, find a way. I know it's hard, I'm not saying it's easy, but just find a way to get that positive energy. One of my own strategies is that at least once in a month, I travel out of the country, just so as to reward. I'm not kidding you, that's one of my strategies. And yes, maybe once in 2 months, I'm out of the country. And it's easy for me because I now have offices in those places, so still productive. Right? But just to, because Nigeria has a way you just get negative. And you know what's funny about it? You don't know you are negative. You don't know. It's once you try, just go on vacation, Ghana here, just go to Ghana. You just say, I'm not positive. Just more positive, just more happy. Because you don't know what it means. You just open newspaper. 49 billion naira stolen by your brain is just child. My grandfather is reading 500 naira 30 kobo. Somebody took 49 billion. No body shot. And you don't know you are negative already. You just quite negative. How many of you enjoy this class? Put your hands together for yourself. So increase your visibility, right? Increase the visibility. Make sure you're visible. Make sure you, so all these WhatsApp groups, join, advertising. Facebook group, join, advertising. Right? There's one of the Facebook group I belong to, 3-point-something million people. I post there myself. I don't even delegate that. Another one, 1.3 million people. I post. My own personal page, I have several pages, but one of the verified one, I have over 470,000 people verified. So you see, but I grew that. It's not overnight. So take that digital tool seriously. Next. Number 3, help you effectively use your database to create extremely personal marketing messages. Right? So, number 3, create extremely what? Personal what? Messages. Number 3, create extremely personal. All these stories that you have that you think people are not interested in, you start telling your stories. How you trek from Internal to Asokoro in the days of things were tough. You'll be shocked you inspire people. Are we together now? Many of my customers, can I shock you? Many of them will tell me this is what they say. Dr. Stephen, I have vowed I will never do anything in Nigeria again in my life. But you were so much inspiring that I just felt guilty not doing business with you. Until you get to that point, you are not ready to sell. That you so inspire people. That's not even because they necessarily need the land or the house. But like this guy that keep inspiring me, I should do business with you. So create personalized messages. Tell your stories. Don't be afraid to say, I have this story. I used to be poor before. I started our business 1,000 naira. My mother was a civil servant. That's my own story. I always say it. If you like, get tired, I will say it again. I was born in Meduguri. I don't know if you know my story. I always say that. Born in Meduguri, civil service mother. My father's business had collapsed before I was born. My mother used to knock at our neighbor to borrow money to send me to school. It's true story, right? Can I shock? Even if you don't have one, create one. Because I know some of you, maybe your father was rich, there is no bad story like that. Create one. I was studying in England, but my father wasn't there, and I chose, to work hard. And I had to take 3 jobs in England. In England. And I picked up 3 jobs in England. It's still something. It's still a story, have you? It may not be as cheap as my own, but I have a story. I will learn that all. So they say, they shouldn't know I'm from a poor. Are you kidding? Why shouldn't they know? Because that's what makes them to connect with you. I went to do shoot with Tiwa Bello. I don't know Tiwa Bello. Right? Tiwa Bello, that I know, is the most expensive photographer. She does photo shoot for presidents. You can't, if you want Tiwa Bello to do, first of all, the challenge with Tiwa Bello is 2 challenges. Number 1, it's not cheap. It's not less than 3 million for 1 day photo shoot. Number 2, there's no date. A new king that was about to be installed, I'm not kidding, was jostling to collect my slot. So when she called my peer, and I said, because even my own shoot, it took 3 months to arrange. So I peer, you want to change what? She had to say, Your Excellency, a first class king in this country. Wow. So literally there was no date for it. But you will think, and that's the funny thing why you need to tell your story, that someone like that, you know, right, butty, wealthy, and truly, she's from, you know, her parents, not rich, but maybe because they were civil servant, they used to live in Ikoyi, but it wasn't like they were rich, but they were always, you know, aspiring that their children had the best. But guess what? When she was sharing her story, she then married a guy who was not too rich. And everybody, similar story with mine. Just like my father-in-law said to me that you can't take care of my daughter. Similar story. They all, you will suffer. This one you married, you will suffer. This guy can't take care of you. So if you, the chemistry was magic. But imagine I didn't share my story. Are we together now? So everybody has a story, and stories is the best way to sell. Sell a story. Even for you to sell to your customer. What are they saying? Now let me say this is a bonus point. Turn the rejection of your customer to a bonus story. To a story. The rejection of your customer, turn it to a what? Let me say it again. The rejection of your customer, turn it to a what? Story. So I'll give you an example. Rejection of your customer, turn it to a what? Let me say it again. The rejection of your customer, turn it to a what? So I'll give you an example. To a bonus story, to a story. The rejection of your customer, turn it to a what? Let me say it again. The rejection of your customer, turn it to a what? So I'll give you an example.
Yep.
But they will still say, we knew you will succeed. And the time of people are looking for charity, and they just say, but would you reach out to me? You have 100,000, 20,000 in my hand, I place it in my hand, and I say, God will open doors. Favor, the same way I've been favored all over the world. Favor will locate. I know that. So this concept of being afraid of telling people that God has blessed you because you are afraid they will ask you for money is the reason you are poor. It's the reason you are not selling. Because let me tell you this, people like to buy from realtors who are selling well. They like to. The more people know you are doing well, the more they want to associate with you. Nobody. This is just poor people can't help themselves. You are not adding value to nobody being poor. You are not adding any value to anybody. Poverty is not something to be proud of. There's nothing to be proud of about being poor. Nothing. Money is a magnifier. It magnifies who you already are. I always say this a lot. I say many of you, with due respect, you are not humble. It's poverty. All this, the man is humble. You are not humble. The day you have money, you know who you are. Are we together now? No, they're not humble. The day I think you see men who were the most they always tell you, I can't do without my wife. I've made up my mind in my life, one woman. And this my wife, the most amazing. The day they have money, they have number 2, number 3, number 4. You know what to say. Money is a what? It's a magnifier. It magnifies what's already inside. Next. So show your evidence. Show your evidence. Okay? Show your what? So I have a couple of coaching programs. The good news is that you go to Gtexthomes.com, Gtexthomes on YouTube, subscribe, and you will get all your training courses there. However, if you must still go through a comprehensive digital marketing course, subscribe to Systematic is not free, but you will be able to get more value. But if you can't afford anything now, go to the YouTube channel. We have more than 100 training videos on digital marketing there, and we made it available for you. Does that make sense at all? Then if you want to join any of my other coaching programs, my coaching programs are not cheap, right? The cheapest of my coaching program is $10,000, right? Yeah, but you can go to likeThat.com/coaching. If you want to sign up there, they could give you some discount. Hopefully you get that. But let me give you 3 bonus points for exceptional success in Abuja. What do I call it? 3 bonus points for exceptional success in Abuja. Help me clap for my good friend, Dr. Linus Okoye. Who is just, you can have him sit here. He's been a wonderful friend for years now. He had a training today, but he's still here, and he has a leadership institute here in Abuja. Even my staff are attending. I encourage you to attend at least one of his leadership institute. Thank you for the honor. Thank you for coming. So, are we together now? I want to give you 3 powerful bonus points for being a successful property broker in Abuja. Number 1, be courteous. Can everybody say be courteous? Everybody, can you say be courteous? Now, one of the major things that I really think that many of us need to learn, like I said, you may have been from a very poor background like me, but learn the culture of the world. And one of the culture of the world is called honor. Can everybody shout honor? Learn to honor people. Poverty has a way of eroding that culture of honor. Right? You don't think you should respect anybody. In fact, you think they are your problem. I know if you agree with me that poverty makes you think everybody is your problem, even though they are not. Like everybody is your enemy. Everybody made you poor. And you and I know that's not true. Right? Everybody is the enemy. That's why you see churches filled of people killing the devil.
and killing the enemies. Right? I remember one of my friends went to school together. The first time I met him, he had relocated to the US, to New York. First time I met him, we did, he kept telling me we must not take pictures. I must not post my pictures with him. And I said, why? He said, you don't understand. They killed my father. They killed my mother. Everybody thinks I'm in Ghana. Just they must not know. And I remember smiling. I said, even if the witches had tried to fly to New York, right, the winter will have, freeze their wings, and they won't get to New York. We are in New York now. Ladies and gentlemen, months later, I was doing Facebook Live. He was one that took his face there. So when I now, people actually said, God,
You can go a bit.
you were afraid of faith or faith. In fact, there was a picture we took. He asked me to pull me down. It was a breakfast we were having in Sheraton Hotel, Times Square. So his face appeared. He called me and said, please pull him down. Please, nobody knows I am in New US. Nobody. Now, this is like you do. I said, they can't come to New York. I just say, you don't know. Many of us, it's not any wish. It's our character. Is our behavior, is our mindset. So learn to honor people. Does that make sense at all? I can tell you the biggest reason a rich man will do business with you is honor. If you can understand how to honor, right? Dr. Linus knows that very well. He's an expert. You need to go for a course, because I'm shocked at the growth of his institute. He opened the place 6 months or less. The Speaker of House of Representatives, everybody has been there, either running programs as a student or sending people to run programs with him. But you see, hopefully we share one or two things with you guys. It's honor. If you just know how to honor people, right? They will just open their door. I learned this from my mother. Any even give you the secret, you want to be richer than you are now, start honoring people. I'm telling you, just start honoring people. Honor people so much so that they think they owe you. You don't understand? That they are in their mind, they are just thinking like that. Right? That's what musicians do. K1 the ultimate. When the man finishes, you empty your pocket. And you still frustrate greeting. You notice that? Meanwhile, you are the one that pays him to come, you are the one that empties your pocket, you are still the one because you understand the culture of honor. Last year we hosted the for our 50th anniversary. All we told about to come is to share with young people about real estate because the man, when he was popular, singing younger, he bought a lot of properties in Lagos. Right? You should come and you know Baba did the whole album for Gtexthomes. Gtexthomes. If I became an assumption, I recommend Gtexthomes. We didn't ask him to do that. We didn't pay him to come and do a album. Brought the band, and my head was so. That's that I paid. I still felt guilty. Like, hey, what do I do? Hey, this is my power of. If you're a property broker and you can honor people, they will buy from you. Let me tell you how you do the honor. When somebody buys something from you, buy them a gift. Buy them a what? Buy them a gift. There's a story of one of brokers in Lagos. A woman bought something from her and she bought a deep freezer and took to this woman. Now, for someone to buy a property almost 10 million, deep freezer is not a big deal. But you need to know how the man was shocked. Because people don't do that to rich people. People don't give rich people anything. Everybody wants to get from them. So you separate yourself. When you must this first of all, I want 5 more plots. We are here 10 and she gave her 10 contacts. This lady moved from selling property in the range of millions to hundreds of millions. That month, she did over 200 million. Just by one. Another person here in Abuja, the man bought something during his birthday. The company did a major cake and took it to. He bought one house in it. Do you have 2 more? From that man, he recommended other people, they don't go 500 million naira in sales, in properties, honor. Because of that, I'll just give you one more. Okay, number 2, positive content. Positive content. I mentioned that earlier. It is tough to be happy in Nigeria. I agree. I know. Right? If you open the newspaper, everything you are hearing is negative, isn't it? You are sad, you are wondering why you are here. You know, in fact, one affair says, you know, shall you go to do we know that song. Right? It was like, I didn't, it wasn't wrong that I came to this one, I just missed the right country. Right? Like, it wasn't the right country that was a mistake. But find a way. Okay? Once in a week, lock yourself up. It's one of my secrets. Just you alone. You could be an hotel. You can't afford hotel. Then it used to be. When I started, I would go to the deep camp. I would go to the Winners Chapel. There are guest house there. It was 4,000. Now, of course, it's already there. You know, those retreats now in the Bahamas, Florida. But you can start at your level. Go to Gusapi, no, go to Pape. Yes, I'm not kidding you. Go to that with Pape. Mondays is less busy, Tuesdays is less busy. Just hang around that, beautiful environment for 2 hours. You're bringing your confidence is becoming a bit more positive. Am I making sense? No? Go to a river bank, relax there, go to a lounge, just go somewhere. Pay a breakfast in transport. 5,000 maybe 10,000. You just pay. Eat. Just yourself. What you need to be what? Positive in your confidence. Does that make sense? Including when things go bad, stop fighting everybody. My it just, if you know how much money I've lost, I was still telling you because somebody referred me to $2,500 gone. For me, no big deal. Let's move on. If the lady wants me there, you cannot kill my joy. My joy is more important to me. Are we together now? It's more important to me than all this. It's more important. My joy, my sanity. You will start fighting over how much 100,000 naira when you can make 100 million. Move on. I've learned something. I'm not here as blessing. Come on, clap for yourself. Yes. So, because of our time, we just move to the final section. If you can help us get some of the chairs. I want to also, the next speaker is also, the only lady now is, and I want to thank Ebuka for getting up for us. I don't know what is the problem with Ebuka. I don't attract a lot of women in the ministry. Is it that women don't like money or what?
What? No, that's not true.
But I always wonder. Like when I do conferences, right, you have like the female population like 10%, Yeah, I don't know why.
It's a male dominated.
So it's a very related. So thank you for bringing her, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, sir.
Right? So she is, she's going to do a lot. So let's just start the final session. Put your can you bring the whole so that you all see them? And you can take your time. Because you have separate sessions like this.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So let's all come.
Thank you, my brother. My brother, this man has traveled the world. I've never seen somebody with the kind of energy this man has. From can be in 3 continents in 4 days. My brother, well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Is there anybody here who would like to make a difference and see your hand?
Yes.
everybody wants to be somebody. But the truth of the matter is, it's not everybody that wants to make a difference that ends up making a difference. Everybody wants to be a yoga. Everybody wants to be a company owner. Everybody wants to go to places. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. But the truth of the matter is that it is not everyone that wants to be a millionaire that ends up becoming a millionaire. How many of you want cash in your pocket? And I see your hand. You want cash in your pocket. Everybody wants cash in their pocket. But how many of you want K-A-S-H? Cash. K-A-S-H. Their hands are blocked. But meanwhile, K-A-S-H. If you can understand the short principle I want to share with you now before I run back to my class. I'm taking a course at the Development Leadership Center at the moment. It will only take this millionaire to drive me out. And I'd like to quickly share with you cash, the principle of cash. The first thing you can do for yourself is to understand the concept of the pursuit of knowledge. Okay, K stands for knowledge. The pursuit of knowledge is the biggest investment anybody can make for himself or herself. Leadership flows to the one who knows. Leadership flows to the one who knows. Go to any boardroom, go to any system. The moment the person with the knowledge of the trends is speaking, everyone listens. The world today is a global village. Distance is now there. The fact that distance is there has created a competition that is no longer local. You are no longer competing among yourselves as Nigerians. Your competition is in Dubai. But the property guys, the real estate guys, your competition is no longer in Nigeria. I have a friend in Canada. She is in her 30s and she is a multi-millionaire in real estate. She is one of the best. And right now she is contemplating coming to Africa to do real estate. She told me the other day that she is thinking about coming. I'm hosting her in Nigeria because she's interested in real estate. But she's in Canada. So the competition is no longer local. The competition is now global. And because the competition is now global, you are not competing with the best of yourself, you are competing with the best in the world. So, what is the consequences of that? The consequences of that is that if you play in Nigerian context, you look out. Because the world does not respect Nigerian standards. You raise your bar, is now what is the global standard of doing business. Does that make sense? So it now means that you need to now know, you'll be forced to know the biggest real estate market. Where is it found? Is it in Nigeria? Is it in Dubai? Where is it in the world? You will now have to be forced to do the research, to do the work. The work is in the learning system. That's where the work is. The work is in stretching. I was telling my brother, I lost election to run for governor at that time. I mean, I couldn't win, right? I burnt money. I wanted to be governor, I wanted to make a difference. I thought it was time to transform my state, but they talked otherwise.
Focus on the speaker.
And they talked my money, right?
Go a bit closer.
So having spent my money, invested my money in that state, I was what you call broke in the pocket. Broke where? But not in the mind. Pocket can be broke, mind not broke. Because the money has capacity to replenish. So the next thing I did was that I saw courses overseas. John Maxwell, his course was going for £70,000. Dr. Brad Tracy is both was worth $10,000. So these two individuals were a week apart of each other in November 2019. So when you are going, it's like the best time to go for training. So I calculate the figures, 17,500 plus 6,000. So I empty the pocket folder. I made my way to London, 4 days to Manchester, and another couple of days to graduate. People were, those who knew me close were like, what is this? But I did that, invested that time in my design invention. I spent time flew to California, and by the time I was done, invested that time in my design invention. Optimistic, despite of the changing environment. Like you said, you want to die quick, be unhappy with the situation in Nigeria. That is your number one path to suicide. I'm not joking. Allow the state of this country to penetrate your thoughts. You're done. So what do? I deliberately, despite of the Nigerian condition, I deliberately set my mood to consistently remain in control of my environment in a proactive way. I don't react to situations, I am proactive. So I set the tone of my space. My space is excitement, happiness, vision, until continuous seeing of what I can do. Because if a man does not have a purpose of waking up, sleeping becomes infected. So I keep developing vision that keeps me busy. Because a friend of mine wrote a book, like a robot, an American millionaire. He wrote a book and it titled Action Has No Season. So when you are happy and excited, winning attitude, you begin to do a lot of stuff to pursue your dream. The moment you are unhappy, the pursuit of vision stops. You start worrying. You start being in a state of worry and confusion. That state is inaction. And inaction is reaction. Basically. Does that make sense? Number 3, skill. 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 Okay. So at every point in time, you must have one skill that will be destined. This time around, you have come to learn a skill on how to be a broker. If you want to learn a skill how to be a broker, that becomes the skill that will give you a name and recognition. Then you have to deepen the investment of that process or in that process. Does that make sense? One skill, not 2. You want to be a broker? Then go all out for it. It requires pursuit. It requires investment of time. It requires investment of resources. It requires a lot. Go to the end of it. We are going to Dubai, right? That is the pursuit of the learning process and system to becoming just one skill, not 2. And then you see that you begin to gain strength over time. And finally, number 4, H, which is habits. So there's something called the billionaire habits. Look at that. The billionaire habits. I am very, very excited. You presented it to me yesterday or 2 days ago in my office. Fantastic. am waiting for a few more days to sit down and tidy up this book. Every successful person has got secrets of what enables the person to succeed. True of us. True. There is a ritual that is related to a process, and that is daily habit. So recently I have begun to question the concept of time management, and I have said there is nothing like time management. I'm coming from Nigeria to the rest of the world as a global leadership coach, challenging the theories that have been given on the subject matter, with a Drucker, all of those guys, still in COVID. I'm challenging them that there's nothing like time management. What I am proposing that is the issue is developing a habit of mind leadership and personal leadership. Once you are able to manage your mind, lead your mind, and lead yourself, you begin to employ your 24 hours per day as time allocation. So you allocate time to the 24 hours you have. So what you say to yourself, the habits, the things you do whenever you wake up, the success habit you create becomes easy for you because you wake up in the morning and you say, first thing I do is I pray, right? Second thing is that I go to my thinking spot and prioritize my day. Does that make sense? What are the top things I must do today? Prioritize it and allocate time to it. And by the time you prioritize key things and set a target for 24 hours, the things you must do becomes part of you. It becomes your habit. So you wake up at a particular time and you read social books in 1 week. Maybe you start with 1 book per week. It becomes a habit. You make it ritualistic. By the time that happens over time, you have built certain habits that makes it easy for you to prioritize your day and make it work for you. And if you do that 7 times a week, you do that 29 or 30 or 31 days in 1 month, according to the month. What happens to you? You have built successful habits that will make you succeed in a very powerful way. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to stand on the feet after me and say, I, mention your name. I make up my mind to pursue knowledge, pursue sound attitude, winning attitude, develop a skill, and generate habits that will enable you to put cash. Enough cash, more cash in my pocket. So help me God. Thank you very much.
I thought you would make it bigger for Dr. Lana to be fantastic. Also, how many of you are going to put cash into your pocket there? Right? Okay? So you need no more cash, and then you need the other type of cash. Thank you so much. And then you need the other cash that Dr. Linus is going to talk about. Once again, I encourage you, Government Leadership Center recommended my own staff are even doing courses with him, I think from next week or so. So if I'm doing something, she knows that it's something that you should be part of. I've known him for years, almost a decade. He's a man that has been consistent on the subject matter of leadership, right? And we both studied to train our staff in Lagos on the subject of leadership. It's important that you try and Google Government Leadership Center and find one of their programs to do. Are you not seeing that cheap now, right? $10,000 for my programs are very cheap, and sometimes give discount $2,000. These are cheap money.
I paid somebody $50,000 last month for 1 hour. $50,000. I wired $50,000 to somebody in a minute for 1 hour. So when you see people flying, it's because of what they are doing. Because you can't go far. Even people came to our office in Dubai for jobs. We're saying, sir, why did you open an office during this pandemic? I said, because the entry barrier is low. Right? It's simple. It's common sense that's not common. When the whole world has shut down, the entry barrier for expansion is low. Everybody is flexible. And we together, that's the gentleman. Not when anybody says, I know that's the funny thing. When they say that it's casting down, yes, so when people stop buying and start selling, when they are buying, you are what you said, you must always go the opposite direction. You go fast. Are you enjoying this movement?
Yes, sir.
We are charged for this. Do you agree? No, this is more than and it's deep, it's raw, it's live, it's practical. We're not bringing you to teach theories. It's what they've done that they are teaching you. So the next question is we're doing our panel session. If you want to hear them thoroughly, you can wait for the second session. Right? But second session starts at 3 p.m. So what we do is this panel session. So we'll have each of them introduce themselves and share with us who they are, what they do, and their call. And after that, we'll start taking questions. I will have questions for them. Because I want to ask them a lot of questions. They are all based in Abuja. And I want to ask questions that can help you as a broker in Abuja from them. Because they operate in the Abuja sector. Does that make sense at all? So our first guest is Ebuka Anichebe. Can we give him a mic? We need 2 mics here, please. So one for him, one for me. Thank you. Yes. So let's have Ebuka Anichebe introduce himself, tell us who he is.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good to be here. My name is Ebuka. My name is Ebuka, and I am a man of many sides. But more importantly, for this purpose, I will tell you I'm a realtor. I'm a real estate broker. My company name is called Abuja Shelter, and we basically help people live their dreams and own their own properties and homes in Abuja. That's what we do. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Anani Kalasu. I'm a lawyer. I practice in Abuja. I've represented, and I'm still representing, a lot of developers and real estate companies in Abuja. I particularly represent Gtexthomes in Abuja.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Selena Unagu. I'm a vision strategist and I'm also a visualization coach. What do I do? I help you see your future and I help you use the various faculties within you to achieve your dreams because it's all within you.
So we start ladies first. Let's start with you. So for the women who are here, right, women do well with property brokerage because of course opposite attracts. But a lot of times we find those emotional factors, baby, it's so difficult to keep going to meet clients. I have other issues distracting me yet. I want to grow my property brokerage business. So to maybe I'm doing 100 million, 200 million, whatever. How do women, despite all the distraction, husband, children, all these things, still envision themselves as a successful product?
Thank you very much. Well, I would like to say that being a woman is a blessing. And a woman needs to know that she's a complex of energy of money, energy of support, energy of amazing things in life. If you know that you have this energy flowing within you to become great in life, do amazing things, you will take all power within you and channel this energy towards that. What am I saying? Yes, there are so many distractions in life, especially when it comes to women. And I'm a woman, and I can say this categorically because a lot of things have happened in my life to keep me off the way. But there's something we call the power of vision, alright? And that's for everybody, not just women. That's the power of focus. That's the power of seeing what you want before you. Identifying who you are from a place of true nature and knowing that, look, this is what I want to go for. If going into problems is what is calling you, what is coming out from within you, why would you go for it? Yes, there are emotions that are stirred up from things that happen around us. But having that before you, your core vision, which is what, this is what's calling me, and I would like to achieve that. There's nothing that focus cannot break. The power of focus. When you are clear on that this is what I would like to do, how much I would earn, what it will do for me, and how it will impact, and you have it before you, no matter what happens around you, you're able to get up, to move, and to drive towards that. But first of all, you need to even identify and put it before you as a clear picture, so that the focus will not be broken. Things will happen around you. But do you know what will happen? The law of attraction will set before you. What you see is what you become. So even in the face of chaos, challenges, obstacles, all kinds of emotions, what you want to become is before you. That is what will be driving you, and you will attract what will cause that to happen. But I can also tell you that emotion can be a stumbling block if you're not careful. And where does this come from? It's something we should not run away from. If you're feeling negative or sad or a certain way, your feeling is telling you something. Trace it to your thoughts. What are you thinking? Are you thinking in the area of that goal before you to become that woman in the property industry? If that's not the case, then it's going to keep you out of the way. So what do? Have before you a clear vision of the kind of woman you want to be in the property sector. Then focus on it. When you focus on it, it means doing everything that will help you become that. It will take your focus from many other things around. Thank you very much.
So what are the three things that are legal, important things in terms of from the perspective of the law that anybody should know before they start selling properties?
Okay, so as far as the project is concerned, if you want to sell properties, okay, maybe I should start this way. I've noticed from experience that there are about two categories of land sellers in Abuja, right? We have those who are called agents, and we have those that are called brokers, right? I think that if you attend trainings like this more often, if you are being referred to as an agent before, you go a step higher than being called a broker. Now, the reason is this, and I'll give you a very practical example. Just about 2 months ago, I was representing a client, and my client has a land, wants to sell, and then we got someone to act on behalf of my clients. I'm not the agent. I'm not the mandate. That's the language they also use in Abuja, right? So we engage someone to represent their clients. Then the agents, came to my office saying, oh, we have a buyer who is interested in your client's property, this, that. And I said, okay, let's set up a meeting, right? At that meeting, a lady showed up, who I will call is the broker, because when she showed up, she was extremely professional. In fact, I thought she was the client, but alas, she's not. She was very professional. She asked me 3 questions, right? And then said to me, okay, this is good. 10 minutes after, the main man walked me and said, is this good? And she said, yes, this is good. It's okay. What's the difference, right? The man couldn't trust the agents, right? But she could trust the lady who is the broker, because she was the one that engaged the lawyer to conduct due diligence on the property. She was the one who went to see the property first. She conducted due diligence and engaged the lawyer to do that, and made sure that she could have access to the person who has the original value before involving our clients. I get what you understand what I'm saying. As a broker, one thing that you must put at the back of your mind is that you must be part of the entire value chain. It's not just for you to say there is a land. Do you know the land is a good bad? Do you know the land has a problem? Someone took me, my client was looking for a land 3 months ago. Someone in Tama to buy. And someone took me to a land in Tama. And I asked him, I said, are you sure this land has no problem? He said no. I said, I know, because I've been in this sector for a while. I know that for a land to be in this area, it is likely that there is a problem. Because this is extremely prime and it's very difficult. He said, no, there is no problem, there is no problem with this land, there is no problem with this land. I said, okay, set up a meeting with the owner. He set up a meeting with the owner. And then, alas, interestingly, the owner now happens to be someone that I've dealt with about 7 years ago. So the moment he saw me, he said, Barrister Inka, as long as I'm involved in this transaction, my heart is at rest. But let's have this meeting. So we had that meeting and everybody dispersed. I entered my car, I was left. I got a call from the owner and asked me to come back. So I went back to his office. And he sat me down and said to me, you know what, there's a problem with this land. Right? And then he told me the problem and said, if your client is interested, this is the steps we are taking so far. The agents didn't know that. Right? If not that I know the owner or we've had the business deal in the past, I probably would have known, or I would have known as a result of the due diligence. So what am I saying? The first thing you should look out for as a broker is the genuineness of the land. Is this land genuine? Because those are the questions that the potential buyer is looking out for. So in the concept, from a legal perspective, I would say you should be concerned about that. Is this land genuine? Once I need to cross that order, right, legally speaking, every other thing becomes easy. Then secondly, if you are asking for a potential buyer, right, one thing you must also look out for is what does my buyer want? What exactly is he or she looking out for? I mean, I will tell you that I want a lady, somewhere in Itama, and you are sending land in Karasana or Jiko to me. The reality for me, I mean, for those who are close with me, if I say my client wants ABC and you are sending to relevant places, the chances that I will not respond is very high. Because it's not within my catchment area. And I will start saying, if you continue in that line, if I need serious business, I will push you. Because you are going to bore me with your messages. So you must certainly identify what exactly does my client want. Because if you cross the encumbrance order, then you know what your client wants. Every other thing falls into place. Then the entire value chain, even after the deal has been closed. In other words, the buyer and the seller, they've actually met one another. Your role should not end at that point. That's actually one of the problems I have with agents, maybe not brokers. With agents, because I realize that the only thing that they are particular about is the money, is the commission. You know, you should go beyond that. You should think long term, which a lot of agents don't think. You know, because you don't want to lift them up and then move on. If you continue to act that way, you'll be surprised. Buyers, sellers, your potential clients, that is the way they will see you. And I was advising a client recently, and he agrees with me. He said, we are talking about fees, and I told him, I said, this person that you want to pay a certain commission, right, will not be with me all through, right? The person that does due diligence, the person that protects your interest, the person who is loyal to you, is the one that you look out for, right? Which is who the broker is. Because it doesn't stop at just commission. The person goes ahead to ensure that even the documents, the agreements are exchanged between the parties. The person goes to that extent of saying, okay, Lord, are you done with the agreement? Can I take the agreement to the seller? Can I take the agreement to the buyer? You know, and get it done. Everyone has to sign it. Can we get a notary public? Can we get the commissioner for oath to sign it, to seal it? You know, because at that point of time, it has gone beyond commission. You know, the present perspective about to start changing. I said, no, this person is with me all through. That's why you and I must start thinking of the entire value chain. From negotiation to sealing the deal to posting the deal. You know, if you are part of that entire process, a lot of things start changing about the way your client sees you. But if your mindset is just, let me get the commission, let me move on, get commission, move on, get commission, they want you to see as an agent. And when they are discussing serious issues of confidentiality, you'll be involved.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a club for
Thank you.
Come on. You know, how many of you are still agents here? Can I see your hands on? Okay, how about brokers? Can I see hands on brokers here? Oh, fantastic. Okay. So, how do people package themselves? You are, very skillful guy when it comes to packaging, writing, and communicating. Despite, one's background, despite whatever, how do people work on themselves, their self-esteem, their ability to look what they are saying, to confidently communicate the values of the property they are selling?
Well, that's a good question. I think everybody here can agree that how your appearance will determine the kind of people that are attracted to you. And that has to do with not just your appearance, your physical appearance, it has also to do with your digital appearance. And both of them have to be you have to somehow find ways to balance that. And if you can project, and this is key, if you can project an oral success, and then people will be attracted to you. It's that simple. Honey attracts more flies than vinegar. Now, how do you do that? You take care of yourself, personal hygiene, grooming. This is a male-dominated industry, and there's no reason why you should allow the next man to look better than you. So take care of yourself, because you don't want to walk into an elevator or a room in a conditioned room and you change the order of the room. No, even simple things like that, it does matter. It does matter. But then beyond that, you also want to be someone that attracts success. Success should be attracted to you. People should call you. And the way you do that is by becoming an educator. This is key. You have to become an educator. When Dr. Linus was speaking, he also said something about knowledge. If you're going to be a broker, then you have to have information about the Abuja real estate market. It goes without saying, you have to know the budgets for which new layouts will the government be investing in, which contractors have been benchmarked to be giving these contracts. So is Guzapetu opening up? Is Kiami opening up? What's Gilmore doing down in Jahi? Is Jahi 2 expansion? Is this in this year's budget? You have to go that extra mile so that when you're speaking from a position of strength, and people will naturally be attracted to you. So it goes beyond just your physical appearance. It's also about what you bring to the table. You have to be able to give to your client. For example, my colleagues here that do joint ventures. You don't want to have just one client, because your client's expectation may not be the landowner's expectation is. So you want to have a boutique of clients, so that when you're interviewing the landowner, you say, look, I'm here not to cut me a deal, but to give you your best deal amongst all the developers I have. Now they start to look at you like a partner. And that's what really sets you up. So when I started this in 2011, I was unknown, relatively unknown. I didn't know anybody in the industry. And I needed to get into the industry. So I came up with this magazine, Abuja Shelter magazine, that got us in front of people that we wanted. Right, so it was a two-way thing. We wanted to get in touch with developers. The magazine gave us legitimacy. We wanted to get in touch with landowners. The magazine gave us that platform. So what am I saying is, for you, it doesn't have to be a magazine, because magazine is so old school now. But it could be a blog, a simple blog on your Instagram page. It could be on Facebook. It could be on YouTube. It could be an actual blog with a website. You want to have something that will keep people coming back to you every time, so that if you say once a month, beyond me just giving you, oh, there's a property, 3-bedroom, it's available in Guzape. No, I will tell you top 5 places to invest your money in 2021 and you shouldn't miss out on them. And I'll write an article, maybe 4-pager, but I will send it to every high net worth individual I know within my phone. So I'm now there, when they read that, they likely follow up the call. Do you have property in any of these places we mentioned? And that's how you get your leg in the door. But you definitely have to package yourself on all forms. Whether it's physical appearance, right? Mental attractiveness by the knowledge that you have, and then also you're building those relationships. Thank you.
Come on, let's put that together. So we start with the questions, and if you have questions, raise up your hand. We're just going to take 5. And we're not going to take more than that, because we prepare for the second session that is starting by 3 p.m. So the second session, each of them will have like 30 minutes to talk to you. So round 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I hope you notice it. So can you pass the mic to them? You have some. So can you raise your hand again? Let's see the 5 people. So can you just note those 5 people? Raise your hand once again. Let him just look at that person. Like he's the first. That man that can see the lady there. Can see. Where's the 4th and 5th person? You can only see 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
The 4th and the 5th.
What is the 4th and 5th? Raise your hand. Let's go to the first is here. Good. You seen them?
Yeah.
This is first. First.
Tell us your name and your question. Also what you do, your name, what you do, and your question.
My name is Mahmoud Ibrahim. I'm a civil servant. With the situation in the country these days, you don't just rely on one job. You need to find a way you can make other ends. I've been doing what we call agent, not broker, for many years, but I do it as a pastime. I never took it very serious. Yesterday I was watching the IT. I saw a gentleman there. They were discussing about real estate. And they asked a lot of questions and they answered my big interest. And they said they would have a conference in Sheraton Hotel, Dokume Street today. 2 sections, 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And I pick interest. I said, why not just come and listen to what they have to say? And that's why I found myself here. And the question I want to ask is not like it's a question and not like a question. What I'm trying to understand is that God has blessed you, and you want to empower most of the young Nigerians moving about. I don't have something to do, or that have not really make it in life. You want us that are here today to really work with you. Since you are setting up and you have office here already, and you are into real estate, and you're having an estate all over in Abuja in the nearest future. You said you have 2 already. I believe you brought this conference in order that some of us that are here today should have an opportunity to sell those properties that you only have on the ground. And if that is what is going to be happening as a broker now that we want to be, what is going to be the relationship between we and you, and how? Do we have anything to identify us in working with Gtext as a global company, as a broker? That's my question.
Okay, so nice question. I wish you came earlier. That was talked about. We even have a website where you register, portal.gtexthomes.com. Again, www.portal.gtexthomes.com. When you register there, it links you to a WhatsApp group where you'll be getting all the information about property. It also gives you a own unique link where you can use it to refer other people to join. And whatever transaction, if it's for land, you get 10%. And if it's somebody under you that sold a land, you even still get 3%. And if he produces somebody else who bought a land, he gets 10%, the other person gets 3%, you get 2%. So there's like 15% in that total generation. For house, we give 5% commission when you sell the house for us. But the beginning of that relationship starts by registering on portal, www.portal.gtexthomes.com. In the second session, they will repeat that session where you see the website to give all the information. So for those of you who came late, you can wait again for 3 p.m. session and watch that back before you go. We don't do African time. And like I even said when we started, we said 12 is 12, 3 is 3. In fact, our last event 2 weeks ago was 10 a.m. We started at 9:30. It's just a culture. We hope our Abuja team will come, that you people, your culture will not corrupt our staff, because we brought them from Lagos. We hope Abuja culture will not corrupt our staff in Abuja, that they will continue that culture of being timely. So I hope I've answered your question. Yes, number 2.
Good day, everyone. My name is Bebaide. I'm not into real estate, but I'm into sales and marketing consulting. I believe in big things, and by the grace of God, I've handled big projects. I was opportunity to consult for the Nigerian Board of Transport to work in Russia. I was also opportunity to consult for the Israeli Governor's Grand Award, took place in this hall in Abuja. And then I also consulted for Port Harcourt Polo Tournament. Yesterday when I was watching Dr. Oniyanti, I just made up my mind that I must connect with this man and I must work with him. Though I'm not into real estate, like I said, but I actually want to diversify into it. And when we had a chat, he said something to read his speech, which I confirmed that is accessible. You know, on WhatsApp, if somebody's contact is not saved by the person you are chatting with, you cannot view his WhatsApp status. But when he posted and I was able to view his status, I said, no, this man is really accessible. So my question is, I want a takeoff point right now. I'm willing to work as well.
Yeah, it's really not a question, it's a statement. Where's Edward? Edward, people are here, they're ready to work with you now. Grab the copy now. So where's Edward so that you can grab them now? So that's the branch manager, and he's on fire to be with us for a while in Lagos, and then we brought him. And back we were open to, we have an internship program if you're interested, but like I said, again, it's not easy working with Gtexthomes. Barrister Racing can play with us. We're just not your regular kind of company. We work with energy, it takes a lot. And in this part of the world where everybody thinks they are doing you a favor, you won't work with Gtex. Gtex is a privilege for all of us working in Gtex, including me, DMT. It's a privilege. So we're not doing Gtex a favor. We don't, there's a lot of cultures, right? That we just don't, we're not just into that. So for some of you who will be applying towards that, please just understand that I'm not a politician. There's no one time of what we're doing that is from a politician. Okay, so we just don't have those culture of I can be lucky, they can dash me something. Everything that you get in our company, you earn it, you work for it, you deserve it. That's how it works. Okay, so we hope many of you will go to that culture. We hope so. Yes, number 3. Or do you want to add? I think just, yes.
Good afternoon, also.
Good
afternoon. There is an adage that says, anytime you stop learning, you start dying.
True.
In fact, I've learned a lot this afternoon. I was once, let me be sincere, an agent. And just what you explain to us today, if you are an agent, you might be sharp somehow, but with all the problems, you'll be forced out. In fact, I was forced out to go and do my master's because a lot of stories, I have a sincere heart, but other agents with you are not sincere. Even like what my brother just said, being an agent is rubbishing yourself. You better move on to broker. Yes, I experienced it. I said, no, I like a sincere life. So I have this over the radio. Right now, I have an NGO. I'm sorry to reveal this story. Don't meet me. World Bank is using my NGO to share grants in Nigeria. And I have crowd. So my interest now is beyond Nigeria. Because what I had over the radio, even UK, US, my children are in US. And it being young people, they want to have properties over there. So I said, if my connection can give them properties, I think it's wonderful. So immediately I heard of your advertising, I said I must come. So if I want to buy for my children, or they want to buy for themselves, one of them schooled in America, Louisiana to be precise, is working there. He told me 2 days ago that we discussed that he would like to buy land, building in Texas, that is a happening end. So how do you help me out? Like I said before, I have crowd. My crowd, once I tell them we want to buy in America, they will join me. I have crowd. So how do I make it possible?
Beautiful. Very, very, very good question.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I will clap for her. So we currently have properties where we're readily selling in Nigeria and Dubai. For the UK and US, it's more of a boutique concept, right? Where you tell us your budget and we can look for something for you. But we know by next year we will start development in Grenada, the US, and also UK. We're looking for what to do. But if your son or daughter is interested, let them just tell us the state. You mentioned Texas. What part of Texas? And what's their budget? And we can look for property for them there. For as to your community of people, what we need to do is to probably come up with something, customized. But we can start with the Dubai one. We have a lot of properties in Dubai available, so we can announce that. So we can come up with a web. Form of sales is selling on price. Let me say that again. The lowest form of sale of being a salesman or saleswoman is when your selling strategy is on price. Oh, it's cheaper. It's, what I'm selling is cheaper than everybody else. That's the lowest. A really good salesperson is not selling based on I'm cheap. Right? You can even tell you I'm not cheap. Right? There's a reason why people leave Toyota and go and buy Ferrari, or buy Bentley, or buy Rolls Royce, right? I like it. So, you must become the Rolls Royce of real estate. You must become the Rolls Royce of the brokerage industry. And the problem Madam talked about, that's what happens when, your thinking is about, let me look for a cheap property for them. There's a reason why people sell cheap. Are we together now? Nobody has something of value and sells them cheap. Nobody. Like I said, it would cost me 50,000. It cost me 50,000 to put this together per person, right? Rather than that, let me bear the cost. Right, the millions we spent doing this, let me bear that. But if you were ever do anything, you are paying me. The cheapest of my program, my coaching program is $10,000. Now I can give you discount, yeah, but I'm not cheap, right? Because time is precious for me. I will do this one now, right? When it's affordable, everybody can come. But I can't just do it. I just can't see myself doing a training of 10,000. I just can't do it. I'd rather make it free. So you need to understand that dimension, even to your own brand as a broker, where you can say, I want to be that broker that is expensive, but you won't have a dick over anything you do for me. Does that make sense at all? And that's what Gtexthomes has become. We are one of the few companies that you can mention our name anything, nobody will tell you, that company, So you can be proud to identify with us. But when they now also tell you that, but your property is expensive, tell them that's why we have a good name. Because we won't give you a headache. We factor the headache into it. Does that make sense? Yes. So I tell my customer, you just buy and go and sleep. Even if somebody gives me a headache on the land, it's my duty to protect your land for how long? And that's what has happened. We've had properties where we buy, and I'm not kidding you, and we discover that we have issues on it. We don't tell customers that come and pay again. If it costs us to pay twice for a land, we will pay, and you're not paying extra. And that's the culture. He's a volunteer, his brother is one of our clients, right, in Dubai. That's the culture where you can be, and that's what all of us need to start doing. It costs a lot more to give people guarantee in Nigeria. Are we together? But we can start building companies like that where we say to customers, go and sleep. 98% of our customers are diaspora. Why are they buying from us? Because they know there's no headache. I buy from this. Do you know we don't even pay. We ship your document to everywhere you know, without you paying extra. So whether you are in here, you've not been here, you do business again, billionaire habits. Put your phone on silent or switch it off when you come for trainings like this. You can't have one house. You can't have a customer that needs to buy property from you, 50 million, 100 million, and your phone is ringing like that. That's number one. Number two, it's part of the packaging we're teaching you, right? Let me tell you, there are types of phones, right? You know there are certain phones, maybe it's Techno, I don't know which one. They are excessively loud. Right? Excessive, like excessive. Don't go to meetings with such people, I'm begging you. If they want to buy things, I'm not kidding you, if they want to buy together. Or put it on silent. Because you have just announced your poverty. Right? With those kind of things. And certain customer, like I said, and it's the truth. Nobody will buy from you what they think you've never handled before. They won't just do it. They won't just buy. So there are some of us who think some things are spiritual. It's not spiritual. It's just the way you carry yourself. It's just the way you carry yourself. Don't pick a call. If you have a call and you are in a serious meeting, don't do it. It's insult. It's rude. Don't do it. Because you may not, they don't teach these things in the university, but many people have lost things because of that.
Sure.
Don't pick up. When you are done with your meeting, the person can pick the call. And can I assure you, if the person is really serious buying from you, they will not say they are not buying because you didn't pick their call the first time. I do business with people. When I call them once, they don't pick. Second, they don't pick. I send a text or a WhatsApp. In most cases, I just do WhatsApp. So the caliber of people who really can do business with you, they are civilized, right? But you say, well, I know that in Abuja the cases are different because you are dealing with a lot of politicians. But even this politician will give you a kick because they didn't work for the money. When the FCC is looking, they will look for both of it together. So why not deal with legitimate people who work hard for their money and there's nobody chasing them? Does that make sense? That's the kind of person you want to deal with now. I mean, not the one that you two, you know, this man is stolen. I remember somebody was telling me, he said, true story. The person wanted to buy, so he was referred to him by his boss. So he said, the boss said, your pastor, this money I stole it. True story. Said, so are you still going to? He said, pastor. He said, he started speaking in tongues, Holy Ghost. Because he can't go back to his boss. I said I preached to him and he didn't buy. It's a soup. I used a transaction of over about 100 million. So they were at the bank to pay the balance and I was telling him, pastor, I stole this money. He said you have to say, Asa, I'm not God. I'm not here to judge. If you feel like bad, it's your decision. He said, I'm not there. I actually stole the money because he told me they later had issues of the matter when they were chasing him. So he really stole the money. Okay. Who else? Okay, we have two more questions. The fourth question.
My name is Agnes Ebeasibuga. I'm an intentional mother of problems. 2 teenagers and 2 preteens. I'm not a broker, I'm not an agent. My coach invited me, Coach Selina. I've never had anything to do with any of this. I just said to come, and I came along with my 2 teenagers. I like to come to places like this for them to be part of what is happening. So I have 2 questions. I'm an alternative financial service provider. What I do is something we call loan care. Those who are going to investments and they can't just go to the bank. Some people want to just get a quick one. So that's basically what I do for now. So my first question is, now that I'm here, how can I be part of your team? How does my services, how can it be, how can it be part of what you're doing? How can I render my services to your team or just be part of your company and organization? That's number one. And number two, I'm concerned about the young generation. I'm a team coach. I think it's also very good for you to look into how to start creating awareness to younger generation or young teenage children, especially teenage girls, because I'm just about teenage girls, how they can grow up with this mentality of becoming business oriented. Not just waiting to graduate and start, applying for particular jobs. How they grow up knowing that there's something already, they can start investing, they can start, they can become brokers, they can become agents, they can be part of real estate business. So these are the two questions now. Thank you very much, sir. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, for having. Then let's take the last one. Sorry, you can ask your question in the second session. We have another session.
He's here.
And that one we can stay longer. So there was a second person. Is it the one? Is it the fifth person? Who is the fifth? He has gone.
You can stand up.
Right, give him, let him answer. Let him ask the question.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Nice meeting you, Dr. Steve. My name is Joshua. I'm an estate surveyor of Ghana. Every opportunity to learn, I'm always up for it. I follow you on most of the social media platforms. I don't really have a question. What I have is by way of a comment, if you may. My comment is has to touch with what the lawyer said. Touched on when he said mention agents and the broker. To start with, I agree totally with the concept which he expressed.
Can you go straight?
We all need to. The point which
we're not politicians here. So politicians that spend 30 minutes to so straight, please.
Okay. Really, the comment which I want to make is agents and brokerage. They are basically synonymous words. An agent is mainly used in UK, while a broker is mainly used in the United States. But they are mainly synonymous words. However, that being said, I totally agree with the point which he made, which is that we all need to step up.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Either way, I think what he was doing is trying to help you understand that the context, the local context of the Abuja, and even helping you to understand that you can start using new technologies like a broker, right? At least that's begin to set you apart. My advice is, when you come for conferences like this, it's a lot better to come with an open heart to learn. Are we together now? I shared this when we were doing the book review, that when you open your mouth, you say what you already know. But when you keep quiet, you learn something new, right? And I know that we have a culture here where everybody knows the answer. And that's why Nigeria is not moving forward. So we have to wait and listen to people who have results and let them teach us and try to execute what they've taught. So if you want to compliment him for a good job, I will take that. So I will take it that we are trying to compliment him for doing a good job. So for the other women, about how to partner. If you have enough resources, there are people who want to buy land, want to buy a house. They may not have all the money. You can partner with Gtext to say, I will provide the resources for them, but I will hold the document until they are able to pay me back my money. Right after they finish paying me back my money and my interest, I release the document back to them. So that's one of the ways that you can work with Gtext. There are a lot of people who want properties. In fact, with that, you can then do another Zoom or webinar with Edward, where Gtexthomes in partnership with social organization. Some of you are maybe 50% the cost of the house, you don't have the balance. We can provide the balance with our terms and conditions. So that's one of the ways we can definitely work together. I can see a lot of you raising your hands. We need to wrap up and start the second session by 3 p.m. So wait, we'll take all your questions that time, but we need to wrap up now. So allow each of our speakers just one word as we wrap up. Okay, your final statement.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. My final statement will be in relation to the last person who spoke, which Dr. Akitaya has addressed. Maybe I would expatiate further on it during the second session. But my point is this: even in the UK that you refer to, right, there is a wide difference between an agent and a broker, right? I have a friend who had practiced there in Abuja for over 15 years, an estate surveyor. He now works in the UK. Speaking to him, he knows the difference. He will tell you that what we do here in Abuja is not professional at all. So over there, it's a whole world of difference.
You have to even be licensed.
There are some characteristics that brokers have, and it's very professional. Maybe during the second session I'll go deeper and I'll drill down into it, right? Which it's extremely professional, confidentiality. A typical agent does not have it. If you are flippant, you cannot be a broker. Investors and wealthy people cannot trust you with their funds. I don't even understand what I'm saying. They can't trust you with their funds. There are some meetings that you cannot be part of. There are some meetings that when they are having, you stay outside while the big people walk inside.
Absolutely.
It's not an agent that does that, it's a broker. It's a professional that does that, and you earn it. Through knowledge, through skill, through networking. I mean, it's a lot of things. That's why I said that we all have to move a step higher. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Okay, mine will come in form of a question, and I want you to take this with you. Now that you've heard everything today, I want you to ask yourself this question. Do you believe that you can be amongst the top in Abuja or Dubai or anywhere you choose to operate? Do you believe? Because what you believe, you give faith to.
Do you believe?
Yes.
And if you believe, nothing will stop you. Remember, what you give faith to becomes your reality. Or if you do not believe, then you will still be an agent and maybe be tagging yourself a broker. So do you believe? Ask yourself that question.
Come on, let's start.
I met Stephen about 6 years ago in one of the seminars like this, and I met him afterwards, got his books, got his courses, followed up through, and then became friends. So I'm a mentee and friend. So that's the nature of our relationship. Now, what I've learned from him over the years is he's a natural marketer. You can see him has with mouth, he can talk. But more than anything, I think he wakes up with the belief that what he's looking for is also looking for him. And so every day you hear from him. It's not saying every day he's going to be selling you something, right? And that's key. And I adopted that belief because you can borrow people's beliefs, and your beliefs is what has got you this far. And for you to get to the next level, you must change your beliefs. And so I'm going to give you a belief that we've talked about, and I think it will be helpful for you if you're going to make it as a successful broker, as a marketer, not just for real estate, but every other thing. Take it from yourself, take it from me, that what you're looking for is looking for you. Every day you wake up, let that be your belief that what you're looking for is looking for you. If you're looking for a property, it's looking for you. If you're looking for a buyer, it's looking for you. If you're looking for a spouse, it's looking for you. What you're looking for is looking for you. Thank you.
Come on, let's give it up for our twin speakers. Can we clap for them one more time? Okay. So that brings us to the end of this first session. We will advise that we all move out. We will come in for the second session. Kindly we register and then come back in for that. We also want to take pictures, feel free. This is my latest book. It's called Billionaire Habits. It's $47. You want to get it? I will only be taking pictures with those who get it. Okay, so don't come and do selfie if you don't have the book. So I'm willing to take pictures and sign. Do anyone of you come with your books? Yeah, you have your book. So Ebuka has his book. Celine, you have your book? Okay, so Ebuka also has his book. Ebuka is a fantastic writer, amazing, and his books are quite wonderful. So they are also available out there to take. Let me say this: it is not taking selfie with a millionaire that makes you a millionaire. It is knowing what you know and doing what they are doing. Okay, and that's very key. Everybody who's gone far, that is the culture. What Linus Okori told you is the same thing I did, right? I go to all these places, pay these guys. I pay somebody $15,000, somebody $10,000, $20,000 just to learn from them. But that's what gets me there. Let me tell you, the biggest secret that helped me to be here, okay, is that the process of paying for something grows you. Right? Even if you didn't get value from what you paid for. Because it mentally repositions you that I think I am important to pay $50,000 to put something in my skull. It's a different dimension. Because you need to know that there's two sides to you. There's the internal you, which you can call mental, the spiritual. Then there's the physical you. What all of us do is buy new clothes, buy the best of phones, buy a new car, buy a house. That's external. Right? Then the internal, which is your mind, that then feeds your spirit. You do nothing to it. Every time you say, how much is the book? 20,000 for what? How much is the seminar? $10,000 for what? Do you see? What are you saying? My outer part is more important than my what? Inner part. Meanwhile, it's the inner part that determines what eventually happens. Right? It's the inner part. So you start, many of us, physically, we look robust. We look like we know what we're doing, but internally, we are skinny. Right? And that's why we're able to generate, I want to get the type of result that is needed for exceptional success. So from today, begin to invest on your internal. Read, listen, get deeper. Lastly, do you notice that as you start reading, you start discovering you don't know more? As you stop reading, you start thinking you know more. Do you notice that? Yes. Like when you don't read, go for seminars, you just feel like, what are they saying? Only for you to start going for seminars, how come I've never known this? So the more you learn, the more empty you feel. Meanwhile, the more you stop learning, the more full you feel, and And like somebody said, once you stop learning, you become a fool. So one more time, let me clap for all these people. Some of them try to do anything just to share that what they know with you guys for free. So those of them who have a home, please patronize them because that's how you can go deeper. God bless you all. Thank you for coming. We love you. See you for the second class.
Thank you so much for being here for the first session. Alright, so I know a lot of people are trying to get in touch with the Abuja branch. So for you to get in touch with my number, please reach out to this number. That's the official number. I'm going to call it out for everybody. The official Abuja branch number is 0809